In 1997, the ocean let out a sound so loud it shook microphones over 3,000 miles away. Scientists didn't know what caused it. Some said it was ice. Others whispered it was a monster, something bigger than any whale alive today. But that sound was only the beginning. Since then, the deep sea has given us a whole library of strange noises. Moans that sound like voices, clacking rhythms like ghost trains, even sonar echoes of ships that don't exist. Tonight, we're counting down the 10 strangest unexplained sounds ever recorded in the deep ocean. Some have answers, some remain mysteries, and one or two may still hide something alive. Starting at number 10 on our list, the bloop. In March 1997, NOAA hydrophones picked up a sound now known as the bloop. It started low, then rose in pitch, lasting about a minute. What shocked scientists was how far it traveled, loud enough to be heard across 3,000 miles of ocean. At first, theories exploded. A creature larger than a blue whale, a giant squid, a prehistoric megalodon waking up from the deep. It seemed like a page out of a horror story. Years later, NOAA said the answer was ice. They blamed cracking icebergs scraping the seafloor. But here's the chilling part. Could ice really roar louder than the largest animal on Earth? At number 9, we have Julia. 2 years later, in March 1999, another sound echoed through the Pacific. Scientists named it Julia. It lasted 3 minutes, long, drawn out, almost like a human voice moaning under the sea. It spooked listeners. To some, it was the ocean speaking. To others, it was a monster calling out in the dark. The official answer? Once again, ice. An iceberg grounding on the seafloor. But ice doesn't sigh like a human voice. So was Julia really just frozen water? Or a call from something alive in the dark? Number 8 on our list is upsweep. Unlike bloop or Julia, upsweep isn't a one-time event. It's been recorded since 1991, every spring and autumn in the Pacific. It's a rising tone that sounds like waves of sound climbing higher and higher, almost like someone tuning a haunted organ. Theories? Volcanic vents, trapped bubbles, or a giant animal call. But decades later, upsweep still hasn't been solved. And its volume has been fading, like a mysterious voice slowly going silent. If upsweep is a volcano, it's unlike any we've ever studied. If it's alive, then what creature keeps calling every spring and autumn? Coming in at number 7 are the train sounds. On March 5th, 1997, scientists recorded something that didn't sound like nature at all. It sounded like a freight train, clacking, rhythmic, rolling on tracks, except it was coming from the deep Pacific. Some thought an iceberg was dragging along the ocean floor. Others said tectonic shifts. But a few believed something massive was moving, step by step, under the waves. Trains aren't supposed to run underwater, so what was clacking step by step in the Pacific? The number 6 spot belongs to Whistle a High, single-tone sound recorded in the late 1990s. Scientists called it the whistle. It was sharp and eerie, like a scream squeezed through metal, echoing from the bottom of the sea. But here's the terrifying part. It was only ever heard once. One cry. One single note in the endless dark. Maybe it was nothing. Or maybe we caught the last call of a creature that died before we ever saw it. For the number 5 position, we have Slow Down. In 1997, another chilling sound emerged. Slow down. A long descending tone, like something winding down. lasting about 7 seconds. Theories point to ice again, a massive iceberg dragging across the seabed. But many listeners thought it sounded alive, almost like a giant creature groaning as it sank deeper into the dark. But if that sound really was alive, what was it slowing down for? And where did it go? Moving up to number 4, we find Bioduck first. Reported by submariners in the 1960s, the bioduck sound haunted the Antarctic. It was a series of odd quacking pulses, like a duck trapped under the ice. For decades, no one knew what it was. Aliens? Military sonar? Some new species? Finally, scientists solved it. Antarctic minke whales. These whales make duck-like calls in winter and spring. The mystery ended, but only after 40 years of speculation. Solved mysteries give comfort. But the next sound didn't bring answers. It brought fear because it didn't sound like an animal at all. Our number 3 pick is biotwang. In 2014, near the Mariana Trench, researchers caught a bizarre sound. It started as a low rumble, then ended with a high electronic-sounding buzz. They called it biotwang because it sounded mechanical, like a sci-fi sound effect. After careful study, scientists matched it to Bride's whales. Mystery solved. But the recording still sends chills. It sounds less like an animal and more like a machine at the bottom of the ocean. And if machines aren't down there, then what's making machine noises 30,000 feet deep? In the runner-up position at number 2, we have Sea Train. Not to be confused with the train, this sound was recorded in 1997. It sounded like a freight train thundering across the seafloor, each pulse echoing like wheels grinding on tracks. Except, there are no tracks in the deep. Scientists called it the Sea Train. Some said an iceberg. Some said quakes. But what if it was footsteps? The slow, steady march of something huge moving unseen beneath the waves. Unlike bioduck and biotwang, this one remains unsolved, and that's what makes it terrifying. And finally, taking the top spot at number 1 is sonar ghosts and phantom ships. Not all ocean mysteries come from nature. During World War II, sonar operators began reporting false echoes. Their sonar screens showed ship-sized objects moving under the sea. But when they looked, nothing was there. These phantom ships fooled even seasoned captains. Some thought they were ghost fleets. Others whispered about cloaked submarines or monsters with metallic shells. Later, scientists found the truth. Sonar was bouncing off layers of fish, gas bubbles, or sudden temperature shifts. But the stories remain. Ghost ships made of sound, vanishing in the deep. Maybe sonar fooled us. Or maybe, just once, the ocean was showing us something real. Ships that shouldn't exist, moving where no ships could go. From the roar of the bloop to the whispers of Julia, from upsweep's strange rising notes to ghost ships that only exist on sonar, the ocean is filled with sounds we can't explain. Some mysteries, like bioduck, turned out to be whales. Others, like upsweep and the Sea Train, are still open. And every year, new sounds are added to the list. We've mapped Mars better than our own oceans. That means more sounds, more secrets, and maybe, just maybe, something real behind the legends of sea monsters. But if the ocean can trick our ears, what about our eyes? Strange lights, shadows, and shapes have also been spotted deep below. Are they tricks of the water, or something alive, hiding where no human has gone? That's the mystery we dive into next.